gang, Vince here, Vince's Wood and Wonders. Thanks so much for stopping into the shop. So we've got a maple bowl here that needs to be finished up. Spalt, got a little bit of spalt to it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish out the inside, as well as finish turning the outside, sand it up, and get it good to go. Let's get into it. All right, we've got the inside of our bowl turned. Our thickness is even. I think we're in good shape here. We're gonna give it a quick wipe down with some oil and sand it up here to finish. Let's clean off these chips. This just bugs me. All right. Just a light coat of our surface conditioner. I'm going to be finishing the piece with this as well, so me put on a little extra isn't going to hurt anything. Wipe this back just a little bit. What we've got quite a bit of oil on here, and this is really going to gum up our first disc, sanding disc. We've got some end grain tear out here. This piece was starting to become punky, and hopefully I was able to save it. We're going to find out. These are the same discs that we used on the outside of the bowl. Start off with our 80 grit. Same disc as before. It's on there and Blade spinning about 600 RPM. Grip. We still have quite a bit of oil on the piece, so this disc is going to gum up as well. I don't know how well you can see on the inside of this bowl, but already all of the deep scratches, the tear out, all of that is gone, and a big part of that is because I'm using some sort of liquid. I mean, it's no different than when we shave, right? I mean, we don't take a dry razor to our face. Why should we do so with when we're sanding? It's kind of the same principle. But yeah, we've got, everything's pretty well tore out, and it's coming along nicely. We've got the 100 grit, a little bit of buildup. As we work through the 120, the 150, the buildup will be less. Yeah, let's continue right on through the process. Also, you'll notice there's no dust in the air, and I'm not using any sort of dust protection because I want to talk with you. So anyway, yeah, let's continue right on here. In regards to in regards to the drill is not even warm. I'm running it at half throttle, light pressure, not bearing down, just letting the sandpaper do the work. That's huge. The more pressure you apply, the harder the drill is going to work. That's going to cause the heat and the buildup of the heat. So again, as we talked about before, once we're done with that 120, we're working into the medium sanding grits. That's going to require a medium density foam pad. This also has a radius on it as well to help us get to places in here that we'd otherwise might struggle. I'm going to go ahead and cut the lathe speed down a little bit. See how slow this drill is working? I've got the full face of the disc up against the material. I started down at the bottom. I worked my way out to the edge. I'm going to work my way out one more time. Folks, that's it. Because we've got the deep scratches and tool marks removed, now I can my passes can start down at the bottom, work out to the edge, come back in, and work their way out one more time. Easy. A little bit of residue left on the disc. 150 disc. This is our 180 disc. Again, start at the middle and cut this back just a little bit. That should be good. And here's our 220. I've got the lathe spinning at slowest. It'll spin on the lathe. That is, unless I change the belts, and I'm not going to do that. So it's about, I don't know, 200 RPM, I guess, 100, maybe 200. Again, I'm going to start in the middle, work my way out to the edge. Take it on back down to the middle. Finish out. Get that edge. It's really important to be sure to blow out the piece, especially when you get up into the higher grits, because the dust is finer and it can hide in the grain easier, and we don't need that. So we finished out with the 220. So now we're just going to, we finished with the 220. We're going to continue on with the 280. Again, it's just the lightest of touch. All we're doing now is just kind of finessing the piece. And you can see the dust. It just wants to fall. It's not becoming airborne. Dust is, like I mentioned, it's finer. So guess what it's doing? It's clogging into the sandpaper. But that's also a good sign, because we're not skating and skidding over the surface. Yeah, you can sand quick if you'd like. It's really up to you, obviously. But when we get to the higher grits, if we want sanding efficiency, we have to slow that speed down in order to get the same amount of efficiency that we were getting with the higher speeds with the lower grits. 320, we're going to just finish up here. It's just a quick pass. There we have it. Again, kind of like the 220, it's kind of interesting. With the 220 and 320, we're getting a little bit more buildup on the discs. But the sanding dust is also finer. So as we look at this piece, I mean, it has little, it doesn't have any tear out. I mean, the end grain or the cross grain, like as I call it, There's nothing there. It's soft, it's smooth, it's almost soft. Everything's finished. The oil that I used is a mineral oil based. This will lighten up, but when I finish this piece, that's the oil that I'm going to use to give it a quick wipe as it goes out the door, so to speak. So that's how we go about finishing out an 8.5 inch bowl using 3-inch or 3 3/8 inch Blue Flex sanding discs. Of course, you can find Blue Flex sanding discs on our website, as well as the oil, which is our wood surface conditioner. You can find that on our website as well. I'll have all that information in the description below. Thanks so very much. Next video, we'll go ahead and finish out the bottom. Probably put another coat of oil on the outside, and it'll be good to go. Hey, thanks so much for checking in. If you need to contact me, of course, you can reach me at Vince at vinceswoodenwonders.com. Our toll-free number is 877-284-8969. And again, gang, thanks so very much. We'll talk to you soon.